Hello and welcome back to one of our mini training sessions on Workbooks CRM. And in this one, we're going to cover bulk actions, which you might have seen on the menus in Workbooks and probably wondered what it's all about. Well, bulk actions tool, the bulk action tool in Workbooks CRM is a really useful productivity feature that allows you when I say you, normally an administrator, okay, so it normally should be someone with sufficient access rights to do this, to execute actions, multiple actions on multiple records at once, saving you, you can imagine, saving you huge amounts of time. So this eliminates the need to manually go through your database, record by record, changing each one, which could take an enormous amount of time and could introduce errors in the whole thing as well. So in this session, we'll take a deeper dive into the bulk action feature and give you an example of its use. So hello, my name is Tim Wilmot, joined by my colleague Stuart Lawrence and Hein. Our company, Wizard Systems, we're a leading independent CRM solutions provider of systems like Workbooks, and we help out organizations, normally small, mid-sized organizations, to help them with their sales, marketing, and customer service productivity. So thanks for joining us today, those of you on here live for our mini Workbooks training session, a regular series of short sessions, not meant to be an in-depth training session this on bulk actions, but just really exploring its capabilities for you so you can be encouraged to on your own dig a little bit deeper. Now, the audio part of this presentation is one way only. If you've got a question, please pop that into the question box on your meeting control panel, and we'll do our best to answer those at the end. Okay, I will now pass over to my colleague Stuart, and he'll take us through bulk actions in a bit more detail. Over to you, Stuart.
Right, so as mentioned, we're going to look at the bulk action feature in Workbooks, and this is handy as I've been tasked with updating certain records in this Workbooks CRM. So I've been asked to find the following: records that are unassigned, in the media industry, and are based in the UK. And these records are going to be assigned to a contact in here called Seve. So let's see how easy we can make this. So I'll begin by opening the organizations landing page and selecting all organizations. So the easy way to find these unassigned media UK records is with a filter. So I'll click on the filters button and add my first filter. So I'm going to go with the assigned field first. And obviously these are unassigned, and I'll apply the first record. First filter there. Okay, there's quite a lot in there. So we need to add another one, which was this media. So I'll click the little plus symbol. And this time we're looking for industry. And this one was media. So we put media in there and we apply that. That shortened the list a little bit, but I only want those that are based in the UK. So it's going to be another filter. This time we're going with country. When I learn to spell. Begins with United K. And 8 records. Now that I can work with. Right, so I want to move these records from this unassigned queue here to this new salesperson. As I said, this is going to be Seve. So how do we do this? Now, I could go into each record, as Tim mentioned. It's not too bad, there are only 8. And I could change this value. But there has to be a quicker way. So let's close this. I've got my records here. If I go to bulk actions, I've got this reassign button. So as long as I've got the capabilities, when I click this, I get a brand new window. And straight away it says, who am I reassigning these records onto? I know this person is going to be Seve's going to take these. So I click Seve, I reassign, and you see a pop-up. And the first pop-up says, do you want to reassign these to the new assignee? I'm going to say yes. And now I've been told that my bulk action has been queued and I'll put into the slot along with other actions and triggers that you've got running on your system. Now, you can either wait for a pop-up, and of course, Workbooks will appear in the bottom left-hand corner, or because we've got a filter here, all I need to do is just refresh this filter. And we now know there are no unassigned records in the media industry in the United Kingdom. We can check to see if this has worked, because if we look for Seve and apply the filter, the 8 have been reassigned. So that's fine. Oh, and there's my message to say that the bulk action had been done. And now we can see they've been assigned to Seve. So we've got these 8 records, and Seve deals with order training. So we need to make sure that all these records have got the right value on the product interest field. And on this particular record, if we have a look and expand this field here, we've got product interest. And now again, I could go through this one by one, but there must be an easy way of putting that value in there for me. So let's have a look. So I've got these 8 records, and we know they're assigned to Seve. And we want to update this field automatically. Now, the first thing I would do would be to check that there isn't a value in that field already, because I may want to check with an account manager to make sure that it's not going to have a conflict of interest. The easiest way to check would to add a column. In this case, we know the column is product interest. I add the column, and I can see that there are no product interest values on these 8 records. So now I can go ahead and put my new value in here. And it's a similar process to one we've just done. But now I click on bulk actions and click on update. This time I'm presented with a list of all the fields that exist on an organization's landing page. So if I scroll down to product interests, I can now select the value from the drop-down that I'm going to add. In this case, it's going to be training and consultancy. Save and close. And now I can tell the system to update the organization, similar to how we did it before. Same pop-up. Do you want to apply the update to the 8 records? I say yes. And same as before, I get a little pop-up to say that it's been added to the queue, and you'll be notified as soon as it's done. So that's the 8 records. So let's have a quick check. See if we can actually see this happen in real time. A couple of refreshes. We see these start to come in. So if I now go to Cheshire Industries, whilst this bulk action is still running, I can now see that Seve, there's my pop-up, Seve owns this record, and the organization profile, training and consultancy. And one final refresh of this there, and that's all my 8 records reassigned from unassigned to Seve, and a new product interest added in one go, rather than having to go through 8 records. And that's how easy it is to perform a mass update within Workbooks.
Thanks very much, Stuart. As you can see, a really easy way, no coding required, really easy way of updating your records en masse, saving you a lot of time and improving the accuracy of your data. So just a little bit before we dive into the Q&A session, just a little bit of information about Wizard Systems for those of you that are new to this event or this call. We are long-standing providers of workbooks and other CRM solutions, not just workbooks, other solutions as well. As regards workbooks, we provide any kind of level of service you want on it. We provision the product, help you with implementation and customizing it to your requirements, give you training. Training can be your place or our place online. And going forwards, all of the help desk, responsive, friendly help desk support that you need to make sure you get the most out of workbooks. So if you've got a question, pop that into the question box on your meeting control panel, and Stuart and I will do our best to answer those. A question from Lee. After reassign, how can you change the assigned user to the new person for activities? So we've gone through the example, Stuart, of the reassignment of those 8 records to Seve. So we now want to make sure that outstanding activities are given to Seve and not an unassigned person.
Okay, right. I wouldn't do that through a bulk action, because that's mainly sort of for changing fields, you probably want to have I would probably do this through a report actually first, because you'd need to make sure that you're not just assigning all the pending activities en masse to this new person, because they would probably need to be relevant to this person that owns the record. So you don't want to jump in. So yeah, it can be done, but it's
Yeah, there could be.
probably a little
I
bit,
guess there could be
yeah, a little bit more in depth. Yeah.
for other users, not just another older salesperson or previous salesperson. So yeah, that would be a better way of doing it. All right, a question from Joe. What happens if a user is amending a record? Will it skip that one? So in that process of
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Once the record has been added to the queue and you saw the pop-up that says it's been added to the queue, it will be updated, whether the record is open or closed or someone's working on it. What happens with workbooks now is if you're working on a record that is being worked on in the background, you now get a little notification in the bar to say this record has been updated elsewhere. And if you just click on save when prompted, all the changes that happen in the background will be applied to the record you were working on.
All right. And I think we just got a third question from Roy. If you make a mistake, do you have to do another bulk action to undo it? Your mistake.
Nice question. Yeah, logically you think you would, but the beauty of workbooks is because it uses this queue process. If you went into clicked on start and then bulk actions and brought up the bulk actions landing page, you'd see the list of all the bulk actions you had done, and you can undo a bulk action within the 30 days of first running it. So you've got 30 days to go through your bulk action, check that everything's right, before you get the chance to undo it. So yeah, 30 days to undo rather than have to do another bulk action.
Okay. All right. So just before we close off, keep in the loop with what's happening with workbooks as of February 2024. So you're on the 7.2 release. We have featured a few new features of that already, but we will, as the months go by or weeks go by, we will feature that anything new in our Workbooks Wednesday or Workbooks 101. Do you need any training on workbooks? Need any help? New starters, new administrators? Contact us, please, if you need any additional instruction or tuition or hand-holding on a particular procedure. And finally, if you've got any topic suggestions for future Workbooks 101 sessions that you think would be of interest to other Workbooks users out there, then again, please contact Stuart or myself. So those of you on here live, thanks very much for sticking through this, and we'll catch up with you, fingers crossed, next Wednesday on another interesting Workbooks topic. Thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye.